Yeah, ominous from MVG. He can get a lot better. 105 average tonight. The best of the tournament so far. But we know there's plenty more to come from him. Good luck, Simon Whitlock. Well, our final second round match tonight features two men who dashed Belgian hopes yesterday by seeing off the Hybrex brothers. Gerwyn Price came from 5-3 down to beat Ronnie. And Mensur Suljovic also won a final leg decider against Kim. And both men have been talking to Dan Dawson.
Gerwyn, a tough game yesterday to start the tournament. It doesn't get any easier for you tonight.
No, I started all right yesterday, but then every time I broke him, he seemed to break me straight back. But you know, every time I play Mensur as well, I seem to play well. He always plays well when he plays me, but I come through those games. I've got an edge on him, and maybe it's in his head more than mine, and hopefully I can come through this game today as well.
Playing Gerwyn, I mean, he's obviously a very good player, UK Open finalist. He does have a very good record against you. I think you've only beaten him once in 8 games.
Yes, I beat him one time. Yeah, I play well. He's nice guy. I don't like playing him. This every time 140. Yes.
I know it's probably in his head that I beat him more often than he's beat me, and you know, some people just ain't comfortable with the way he plays, and I seem to thrive on the way he plays and the way he throws his darts and the pace he goes. I don't think about his game. I just concentrate on my own, and it seems to work.
Sometimes you can have bogey players that just seem to keep getting results against you. It must be frustrating.
I'm saying so. It's explosive. It's good player. It's really good player.
I'm confident in my own ability, and on my day I can beat anyone. It's just turning up on the day. But yeah, I've got a decent draw through, and if I can beat Mensur, no, anything can happen. I'm just happy to be here, and luckily to get through the game last night. And no, I'm just going to keep going.
Well, you think this would be a close one in theory, but that head-to-head record is really quite something, isn't it? Wonder whether Mensur can do something about it tonight. Time to hand over to John McDonald.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome back to the action, coming to you from Hasselt, Belgium! And the Unibet European Darts Championship, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, as we welcome the millions of viewers joining us around the world. It's time now to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, a UK Open finalist and the winner of 2 PDC ranking events. Time to meet the Iceman, Gerwyn Price! And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Champions League. Time to meet the gentle Mensur Suljovic!
Suljovic says he doesn't like playing Price. Let's see how he gets on with Alan Warren a little and John Rawling.
Well, we'll see, won't we, Alan? I mean, it's one thing that he's got this 7-1 advantage, but I think it's also a salient point that that's kind of floor form. Now up in front of the television cameras, it can be a different story, and Mensah to an extent has come of age as a TV player.
Well, certainly in the last year, and even more in the last 6 months, Mensah Mania really hit the world darts by storm. His infectious smile, his genuine excitement in any win. But for Price, good start in the early season, but needs to reignite his ferocity to continue his good form over Mensah.
7-1 is the overall record, as you've heard. Mensah this season hasn't quite had the season he would have hoped for, but there's been a good reason for that, because he's become a dad again this year. Little baby Emma, born to his wife Anissa, second kid, and that was why he said he didn't want to be considered for the Premier League this year, but I think next year could be a different story, and he'll certainly be up there very much vying for victory here, and there are plenty who think that the odds should really be in his favour, because he has done it up on that big stage. But has Gerwin got something of an Indian sign on him, I wonder?
Well, certainly over a good distance for both players. So the concentration levels need to continue for quite some time. Sometimes in the early part of the match,
96.
you've got to get a good start, haven't you? Get in front, make the player chase you.
First to 10, remember, to take a place in the next round.
85.
Magnificent performance by Van Gerwen. 10-1 against Ian White. Ian White averaged almost 100, John.
96.
Lost 10-1. Incredible.
MVG had raised his game about 3 notches from his first round, hadn't he? And he says there's still more to 59. Come. Simon Whitlock might not be exactly quaking in those Aussie boots, but he's been on the receiving end a few times.
Yeah, that'll certainly be in the back of his mind, but he does know he's playing a lot better these days.
59.
Suljovic with that very idiosyncratic throwing style. He doesn't quite pirouette to the same extent that he used to, and he plays a lot quicker than he used to as well.
Yeah, certainly changed a lot of his game. That's why he's become one of the crowd favourites, hasn't he, in the last sort of 6-8 months.
That back leg still raises off the ground as he lets the dart go.
99.
Not too many who do that. We'll have a look at that a little in a moment or two when he throws. Look at it from the side. Look at that style and that back leg of Suljovic raising up off the ground. He's looking after a 151 check out. See what he can do.
It's a big shot.
Well, it can't be done. So Price favourite to hold his throw now.
22. When you require 20.
Oh, not the best visit.
Couple of 10s for Price. The first blood in the match. Yes, there you go. He's one up. Former professional rugby player turned darter. International Welsh Rugby Union player as a junior and up to under 21 60. Level. Played as a professional.
Certainly gives you the sports mentality, doesn't it, in times of crisis, and certainly when things are going well also.
Well, you're not worried about people yawping in the crowd, are you? You're used to it. Now look at this, side on. Watch that back foot. Here we go. Off the ground.
You don't want to be too close, do you? Get one right in the shin.
60.
Not too many do that.
Oh, a lot of people said it was because of his soft-tip background, playing soft-tip darts, but he has stated it always been his throwing action. It's always thrown like that.
Not quite settled down yet, Mensah. Only averaging around about 70 at this stage, a little bit more courtesy of that. More like it.
He set off like a train, didn't he, against Kim Hybrex. Burst into a 3-0 lead. Kim Hybrex fought very well back to take it to a last leg decider. Mensah came through it just.
The nickname,
99, going, you require
the Gentle.
141.
Tell you about that after this. 141 he's looking for, 140 now. He's all about a pub that he owned in Vienna. Now see if he can check this one out. 160.
Well, he hasn't really,
Can't be done.
No, he's not really been scoring well, so you wouldn't have thought he got the 160 there.
100. Going, you require 60.
60 then for Price for 2-0 against the throw. Tops. To be a blow, an early blow in his favour. Double 10. Now, this is a big dart. Oh, now
40.
that was an opportunity that's gone begging.
60.
No, it's gone begging.
Well, yeah, he was a long way ahead in the leg, wasn't he?
Suljovic can hold now. Tops. And there it is. One apiece. Yeah, he used to have this pub which was called the Gentle. He sold it to his mate, another darts player, Roby John Rodriguez. His nickname,
100.
Little John, and so the pub is now called not the Gentle, but Sherwood Forest, because that was where Little John used to hang out.
Fair enough. Not going to argue with you, John.
100.
Big John. Well, we've got two Robin Hoods up there at the moment.
58.
Suljovic still lives in Vienna. Gerwyn Price lives up in the Welsh valleys in Marken.
59.
Well, still the early stages, but very important, as we've said. The early part of matches not
80.
ignited yet. Still a long, long way to go.
Seen a good standard of darts here in Belgium tonight. This game, you sense, is going to ignite at some point. More of that.
Well, you certainly wouldn't have picked a 10-0 and a 10-1, would you? I don't think many people would have picked those.
121.
I was hearing that the odds on Whitlock winning 10-0, it would have been 1,000 to 1. 1,000.
1,000 to 1. Incredible.
140.
Buster Douglas beat Mike Tyson. It was 42 to 1. That was 1,000. So Suljovic is going to come back now with a great opportunity to break the throw.
62.
62, Alan.
He has his own way. Should be treble 10.
Double 16. Oh, now he's ahead. And that's the break. The Gentle eases clear.
Yeah, he hasn't really been firing on all cylinders, but he's managed to drag two legs there and take an early lead.
He's become a very competent big stage player, hasn't he? And as you say, the crowd warmed to him because he has that heart on his sleeve way of playing, doesn't he? The joy that he has. I think that when he won that tournament in Cardiff, the one which was broadcast on another channel, that was the Champions League of darts, wasn't it? And that moment when he went down onto his knees was one of the great moments that I've seen.
I think his fan base rose by about 1,000%.
Brilliant, wasn't it?
Absolutely brilliant, it really was.
Beat Gary Anderson in the final, and that
Beat him in the group stage as
he
well.
did, yeah. And that worry about, you know, can I do it? Can I do it on the big stage? Can I do it in front of the cameras? Suddenly, he'd done it.
60.
The crowd absolutely loved him in Cardiff. Mensah mania. Now not a contender, he's a champion.
Indeed. Seeded number 4 here, ranked number 7 in the current PDC rankings. Serbian born, that's the origin of the name.
We've lost two darts there from Suljovic. Quite a way behind on the leg. He threw first in here.
43. Mental, you require 100.
So 143 for Suljovic. Treble 20, first attempt. 123 remaining. Oh dear, there's the 3.
43.
Well, 43 not the best, but it's not as disastrous as it could have been because leads in the straight ton.
Well, that was a ragged visit. So it is that steady ton that's required, treble 20.
Yeah, a lot of players do use 2 tops if they do it a single. Oh, that's a bad one. The treble one would have left him tops there.
68.
The single one leaves you nothing.
When you require 89.
Well, treble 19 was handy, left him on 16s, so Price pretty much has to get this. Double 16 himself now. Working just slightly right on the Oki. Gave him the angle and missed.
It was a big chance.
For a moment, he thought it was in.
Well, when you hit the treble with the first dart, you know you've got 2 darts in your hand. You almost feel that it's going to go in, but he just couldn't quite get to the other side of the wire.
Suljovic gets away with it.
There's another leg there that Gerwyn Price was ahead in. And just made a little bit of a mess towards the end. Hit a couple of big numbers, a 1, a 3. Just at the wrong time. Talk about timing all the time. When we're John in, not just every sport, but in this sport. Michael van Gerwen said it in the last game. It was a good game, but the timing of his finishing when Ian was on a double or waiting.
52.
Kyle Anderson waiting for the winner of this one in the next round. Winner in our first match tonight against Jelle Klassen.
Yeah, it was a cracking game, that one. It really was.
Little break at the end of this leg, and Price's throw is under pressure again. That 7-1 career record in victories against Suljovic in previous matches is going to start looking a little bit meaningless if Suljovic starts to tighten his grip, and the throw is very much under pressure here.
100.
Yeah, he's just scored pretty well on occasions, but it's just a couple of loose darts here and there. Maybe he's disappointed when he went 2-1 down because he was almost in command of the match at that time, but ended up 2-1 down.
Well, he's first to a finish, but Mensur can put a big gap in it here, a big dent.
Treble 19. Wonderful setup from Mensur.
That's a good first start. Treble 16 would be an option. Well, he stays there, he's angry, and Suljovic can go 4-1 up.
So you require 40.
Tops for 4-1 for the gentle.
It's not a bad lineup. Oh, now double 10. Important dart. And his nerve holds. Great dart. He knows how important that was. And Gerwyn Price blows out his cheeks and thinks, why can't I do what I've been doing over the last couple of years? Big one here, and at the moment for Gerwyn, it's not happening. Suljovic leaving the stage, and he's leading 4-1. Our last match of the night, and before the break, Mensur picks up another leg, and look what it means. That finishing is the key difference, Alan.
It certainly is. At that moment there, he was 3-1 ahead. If he'd have missed that double 10, Gerwyn Price, despite missing all those doubles in the previous legs, would have had 3 more darts at the double to go in at the break 3-2. So you can't stress the importance enough of hitting that double 10 with his third dart.
Nothing in terms of averages, really, nothing significant, but the double checkout rate is significant. Price, 1 out of 7, which is poor, 14%. Mensur, 4 out of 6, a 67% checkout rate, and that hurts.
Yes, and those 3 misses,
100.
7 misses rather, have been spread over 2 or 3 legs as well. It's not just been over one. He's had the opportunities, just not taking them.
45.
He's not quite at the races, Gerwyn Price, at the moment. Tough guy, rugby player. He was a hooker, front row power. You've got to be, you know, not a place for shrinking violence, the front row.
I was in the second row.
Oh, that's just because you're lanky.
I've been called other things.
140.
Sort of lean on the props, don't you, and catch the ball at the line outs because you're taller than everybody else.
And then leg it.
End of.
100.
Coming back from the break, scoring still pretty steady. He's 161 after 9.
It was another good Welsh player, Barry Bates, who encouraged Gerwyn to turn pro. Saw him playing, he's here to play for fun. Saw him playing and realised he was good and said, you should do this seriously. Went and had a go, went to Q School, what, 3 years ago, and here he is.
Yeah, played very well at Q School. Oh, Barry Bates, what a lovely lad
100.
Barry is. Still owes me a set of darts.
120.
Well, I'm sure he's listening, so you can anticipate the arrival of those with probably with a well-timed message. 120 then for Suljovic. Treble 20 now for Tops. Oh. Same requirement for Price. Shanghai, they call it.
Yeah, not just for the obvious to win the leg, but he needs this to get it. Oh, a long way off again, the treble.
82.
He needed it really to just really get him fired up.
He's clearly visibly frustrated, but he's got to rein in the inner anger, Gerwyn Price. Tops then for Suljovic. And he's got it. The brilliant finishing continues. 5 out of 7.
Yeah, the chances he's had, he's taken.
Gets a sniff and he's away.
140.
Let's be fair on the averages. In the late 80s, hasn't been an unbelievable scoring performance by either player. Just the timing of the finishing from Suljovic. 5 out of 7 is fantastic anyway, 71%.
Mensah gets through. Match against Kyle Anderson. It's same managerial stable, isn't it?
Yeah, we get that a lot, obviously.
Mark Elkins lot.
On Macca, he's got quite a few of the players. Some more of the Europeans.
140.
I like it. Still no maximums in this match.
No, it's not. Neither player's really caught fire consistently
57.
throughout one leg. Mensah's been more workmanlike, just solid, and when he's got the chance, he's taken it.
That's the finishing, isn't it? That's the principal difference. Whether it's that he just knows that he can do it up there now. That's inner confidence that if he knows he's been there, he's done it, it's succeeded.
Been in that comfort zone. We used to always say when Phil Taylor was playing so well on that stage, he was hard to beat because it was like playing him in his front room. When you're feeling that comfort up there, you can bring your best game.
Phil's had so many wins, it's about the same size as this front room, I think. Double 16. He's done it, 121. A 121 checkout, best checkout of the match so far. And that, to labour the point, I guess, is 6 doubles successfully converted out of 8 attempts.
Yeah, certainly one of the best legs of the match so far. Mensah really didn't have the best start in terms of scoring, but did lead 4-1. He's just now starting to score heavier.
Gerwyn's got problems.
85.
Well, when you see a player shaking the head, you know there's an issue there.
Well, he's beating himself up, isn't he? He's annoyed, and he's also frustrated.
Well, these are the lessons you've got to learn. You know, he's had a good start to the 3 years, let's be fair. Runner-up in the World Cup, runner-up in the UK Open, won a couple of Players' Championships.
60.
There's always going to be times in this game when you're up against it, when things aren't going well, you're not scoring well, you just can't get going. You've got to try and find a way to get yourself going. very difficult. These are the lessons you've got to learn.
60.
Well, really at the next break he needs to get to, well, ideally 6-4. Worst case scenario really 7-3 to give himself any real chance.
24.
Goes to 8-2 or 9-1, you'd think it's pretty much over.
Oh, it's an uphill struggle already. Suljovic going first in this one. Around 100 in front.
Do you think there's a possibility that there was an element of overconfidence in Gerwin Price? Because we heard those interviews beforehand, and I know it's only words, Alan, but he was clearly very much aware of the fact that over the years he'd done really well against Mensah.
Well, he's probably getting himself ready for the match. You think of yourself and not your opponent. But I suppose Mensah would have been in the back room hearing that. He wouldn't have heard that interview. It's only the people at home and the people in the auditorium that would have.
Kind of thinking more of what's going on in Gerwin's head.
93.
I'm sure at that moment when he was saying it, he believed it. But once he's got on that stage, we have to remember Mensah's a different player. We're on
60.
TV stages, most of those are on the floor.
Well, this is for 7-1 now, double 4. And Price is a long way back on 138. And the way he's finishing at the moment, it doesn't look as though that's in the armoury. That's a good marker. Double 4. Double 2 now. Will Price get a go at that 138? He will.
You require 138.
Well, he needs it. Needs it big time. Needs another.
Well, he needed 2 of them for double 12.
90. You require 4.
2 2s.
A double 2 or 2.
7-1.
Mensah
Suljovic is closing in.
Yeah, and he hasn't really had to pull. Well, that's better. First maximum of the match, believe it or not.
You're seeing him backstage, Mensah. He's not exactly of Vincent van der Voort proportions, but he's a big old unit, isn't he?
He's a big lad.
100.
But he's gentle, just like his nickname.
Yeah, he's not the sort of bloke who's going to flare up at anything, is he?
95.
Well, he'll be feeling pretty good about things at the moment. Everything's going his way, and he hasn't really, well, neither player has got in first gear.
Averages are not of the best. Suljovic 91.2, Price 86.7. But it's those doubles of Suljovic which have been the key.
140 will leave the finish. 180, would it be even better? Hasn't hit one yet. Only hit one in the first round.
95. You're 129.
He's got a finish opportunity. He'll stay there. That's a nice setup.
Almost an angry throw there, wasn't it? Those last 2.
Yeah, he's hacked off. He's annoyed that he's just not done himself justice. He knows what he can do, and he'll have been doing it in the practice room.
105.
The difference in the practice room is nobody's throwing against you.
True, but there we are. Hint of irony as he punches the air to celebrate the win of a leg. 7-2. He needs a break. He needs this one again, Price. 8-2. Not good enough. 7-3, just
Gives you
maybe
a glimmer.
just a glimmer.
Just gives you a glimmer, doesn't it? Still a lot of more work to do, but at least you can go into the break with some more positive thought.
There you are. Second maximum. Can he start to bring his A game into this match at last? Good response.
Great response.
139.
Certainly speeded up, hasn't he?
He has. With his conscious effort saying, come on, speed up, let's get some rhythm into it, or whether it's just something which has followed on the back of that maximum.
I think you're probably right. Treble 18 will be a good name. They'll go back up. Yeah.
130.
Good visit. Wonderful visit.
Price is keeping the pressure on though, looking for his second maximum of the leg. How about that?
But this can be done. After 9, he needs 1, 2, 4. Treble 18 for Bull. Price on 41. Bull!
99. You require 41.
41 for Price. Tops now for 7-3. He's hanging in there. He's hanging in at last. Yeah, where was it, Gerwin? We watched for 20 minutes. Looked like you were throwing with somebody else's arms. Now it looks, for the moment anyway, a little bit different. And at last he's got a smile on his face. 7-3 as they leave the stage. Suljovic leads. Here in Belgium, Gerwin Price, the Welshman, has at last started to throw a little bit. Where's it been for the last 20 minutes? But he knows he's in there now, and he's just in with still just a squeak in this match. Suljovic, Mensur Suljovic, the Austrian, Serbian-born, leads 7-3. It's a 4-leg cushion, but Price now with the darts, and he's just got a little bit of a hope now. We said 9-1, 8-2, just about game over, but it's 7-3.
Yeah, a little bit of camo in the last 2 legs. 3 maximums, 2 in the last one. He's certainly in a better position than he was, or even could have been.
$105.
Quickened up, throwing with a bit more rhythm. The twinkle's back in his eye. And he's just fancying the job a bit more now, Gerwin Price.
100.
It's almost as though he didn't want to be there at stages before this little mini recovery that he staged.
He was frustrating himself, wasn't he?
97.
Trying to make it better was almost making it worse.
Everybody getting their own personal view. Kyle Anderson awaits the winner of this match. Still just about going on throw. Price with throw advantage. And that's a lovely visit. On a finish.
Yeah, he's 160 for 9. So certainly upped his game. Both players' averages have increased to mid to low 90s. For a long time they were in the mid 80s.
That's the Suljovic fan club there, or part of it, but a bit of momentum with Price now.
80.
That was in and out, wasn't it?
It certainly was.
As you can see.
That would have left him double 10. No finish, of course, for Suljovic. All he can do is try and wade in here and leave Price under a bit of pressure when he returns now looking for 80.
Oh, both players on a 2-darter. Price first to the visit.
This is a key dart. And he's missed it.
60.
He's angry. And the way Suljovic has been playing, he's been taking out opportunities like this.
He did well to get the 105, didn't he? To leave himself a shot.
Double 14, he's set it up, but not converted it this time.
Missed his favourite. It's unusual, but it does happen occasionally.
Former rugby player now looking to convert double 5. Could have done without dropping his dart on the floor. And he's made a hash of it.
Like he was going for a dance down the hockey there.
No score. So you require 28.
Double 14. First to 10. And the winning margin increases, the lead increases. Price furious because he knows he should have won that leg. 8-3 Suljovic.
Well, he should be. I mentioned about being in these positions and fighting his way through. Did fantastic in the previous 2 legs to go in at the break 7-3, and as you said, gives him a glimmer of a hope. He threw first in that leg
100.
and was in command throughout the scoring. And missed his chance.
58.
And you could see visibly the air go out of that little fighting style body, and he just didn't look, as he missed that and Suljovic checked out, he just suddenly looked as though a man who had thought he was on a roll and thought he could still win it has that belief now gone.
60.
And it just doesn't look right, does he? Still thinking about that last leg.
He'll know more than anybody that this has been a really patchy performance, and he's not done himself justice at all, Gerwyn Price.
Well, keeping your composure at the right moment is the key. Those doubles, they change matches.
140.
Anger in any sport is rarely a positive emotion.
Lennox Lewis once said, anger is nothing without control.
Lennox is a wise man. There's a maximum for Suljovic, his first. Good time to do it as well. Great response.
140.
But now it can go to 9-3, 78.
78.
Yeah, putting one leg away.
.20 would leave tops. This is for 9-3. Oh yes. The double dominance continues. 9 out of 16. Really impressive finishing. With throw, but it's kind of irrelevant. It's the break he needs, or needed.
It's the doubles he needs.
3 out of 13.
Definitely unlucky.
Well, that's another one.
95.
A nonchalant throw there, wasn't it?
He knows it's game up. I've seen extraordinary comebacks, but this would rank with the most extraordinary if he was going to get out of this.
He'll be well up there.
140.
On a finish, but with throw.
There's a ton, or something similar to leave a finish.
60.
He's not got it, so 6 darts from here. Where's he gone? Double 2. Oh, he's got it. Well, that was different.
Well, he went for the bullseye for double 18, hit the 25. Didn't go for the treble 19. But he hit it. Left double 2.
130.
Handy start from Suljovic, who's trying to serve it out now for the match.
That's the soft tip version there, wasn't it? Going for the bullseye and hitting it on first visit.
There's Jackie, well-known super fan of Belgian darts. Never misses a moment.
Cracking fella and daft as a brush at the same time.
140.
There he is.
He loves it. He loves it.
Here's Suljovic now closing in on victory. Looking as though he's going to be the first to have the checkout attempt. Certainly will be now.
Yeah, certainly will. Maximum leaves 51.
Oh, how about that? Just about weighed in. Hoisted his average up to 97. Suljovic has been impressive in the second half of the match. 51 now.
Yeah, it's slowly crept up all the way through the latter quarter, hasn't it?
Yep. So double 16 for the match. Beautifully done. The doubles have been absolutely key for the big Austrian. Sporting applause for him from Gerwyn Price, who knows just how well he's hit those doubles. 10 out of 17. That was the story. It compared with 4 out of 14 for Gerwyn Price. Suljovic seizing an early advantage and never really looking in doubt thereafter. Coming home to take a place in the next round against Kyle Anderson, and great camaraderie between the two. And it was doubles that carried him home, and he won it 10-4. Well played, the big man, the gentle Mensur Suljovic.
Well done, Mensur Suljovic, the Champions League winner, on course for a potential second successive European Championship final, winning 10-4 here in Hasselt, and he'll play Kyle Anderson in the quarter-finals. 96 average to Gerwyn's 93, and a checkout success of 59. So much for that head-to-head record that we knew about. And Mensur Suljovic saying he didn't like playing Gerwyn Price, he didn't like the whole fist pumping, the way he sort of got under his skin, but he seemed to start the match so well and actually denied Gerwyn those opportunities early on.
Yeah, I think Pricey got frustrated early on and tried a little bit too hard. It wasn't the greatest standard early doors in the match. And of course, all them wins have come over a much shorter race. And as we know in recent months, Mensur's a different animal, a proven winner now, and played accordingly. You know, we were talking about A games and B games. Mensur has a B game, which is around about what he averaged there, 95, 96. And it just got frustrating when Pricey more or less felt the game was up, started to relax a little bit, and then we started to see a few 180s, and then he started to nick a few doubles. But you know, again, it's just lack of experience on Gerwyn's side.
Has that Champions League win for Mensur, do you think, affected his mentality and his confidence in terms of these types of matches?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you always think you can win it. You know, you always fancy the job. You know, you go through your career, you beat everybody, but it's all about beating them all in the same few days or the same week, depending which event it is. But just to know that you can get over the line must give him massive confidence, and I think it's now beginning to show, because in a game like that could have gone the other way, he held it all together. Okay,
well, let's hear from both Mensur Suljovic and Gerwyn Price. They're downstairs. They're talking to Dan Dawson.
Well, we've had a real battle here, but it's all quite friendly. Mensur, you have beaten Gerwyn. It's only the second time you've managed to beat this man.
I beat him second time. It's I did 2 times. Thank you, God. Thank you. Next time. Next time. I'm happy I beat you second time. Really, really, really. I focus on my game today. Really, really no focus. I'm happy I win.
Gerwyn, you came back into that game and started pushing, but you just gave yourself a bit too much work to do, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I bombed a few chances early on, and you know, I probably should have gone 2-0 up. And it is a different mindset, and it's a different game. But I missed a couple of doubles, and first break I'm 4-1 down, and I'm up against it from the first break. But you know, every time I play Mensur, it's been a good game, and those sort of chances that I've taken in the past, and I didn't take him today, and he capitalised on it. So fair play to him. He played really well.
He is a very tough man. He's like playing a computer, isn't it? You know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to chug along at that near 100 average, and he's so deadly at the doubles.
Yeah, you know, if you're not on your game and you're going to miss a few chances, that he's going to ping them out, and he's going to punish you, and that's what happened. You know, I think, like I said early on, I missed a few chances where I probably could have been 3-2 up, or maybe I could have been 4-1 up early on. But fair play to him. I missed chances and he took them, and he's a deserving winner today.
Mensur, through to the quarter-finals of the European Championship. You have made at least the quarter-finals of every TV tournament since the World Championship. It is some run you're on.
I'm happy, big my friend. Really, really. I no think it's a quarter-final, semi-final. A big me every time. Mensur, tonight, play, focus. No, see. Every time 140. Mensur, please. Focus on the game on today. I miss double, really. This is very hard game tonight. This is score is nothing. It was a very, very hard game. This, finish this double is maybe 10-9 for him, me, I don't know.
Well, look, you've got one more game to make it through the semi-finals. Kyle Anderson, your thoughts on him? Because he's got a good record against you as well.
Yes, for him. Okay. It's good. I'm good chance. Okay.
He's got a good chance. Mensur Suljovic through to the quarterfinals. Thank you very much, guys. Congratulations, Mensur. Commiserations, Gerwin.
Yes, well done, Mensur. Jovial as ever, incredibly likeable player. And a champion, of course. Now, these are the results from tonight's second round matches. Kyle Anderson seeing off his good mate, Jelle Klaasen, in the opening match of the night. Alan Norris, what happened there? He certainly didn't play anywhere near to his potential, but fair play to Simon Whitlock. He took advantage and whitewashed him. Michael van Gerwen did what Michael van Gerwen tends to do and obliterate his opponent. Ian White was the unfortunate one tonight, and we just saw Mensur seeing off